What we're going to do today is actually go over the functionality of the A229. I've been using this for maybe a month and a half, 2 months now, and I love it. So there are some limitations, but overall for the value, the quality is great. The app works really well. I haven't had any hiccups with it, but there is one nuance I'm going to show you how to actually use. But yeah, I want to go into functionality and then I'll do a quick review at the end, show you some video of things that do and don't work well, and then you guys can ask any questions that you have. The first feature that I'm going to talk about is actually parking mode. So there's 3 different levels that when this is hardwired, you can have that camera actively engaged with. The first one is auto event detection. So basically you can have this set up so the camera's going to automatically record a video sequence when something is moving in front of it. This will work on either the front camera or the rear camera. Anytime it displays, the camera picks up movement, it'll start recording. It will record audio. The second option is a time lapse, which is what I currently have this set up as right now. As you can see, the microphone is not on. There's no light there. What this can do is it can record actually a time-lapse video for the entire time that a vehicle is off, either in 1, 2, 3, 5, or 10 FPS. Frames per second. It keeps recording continuously without audio. And the last one is a low bitrate recording, where basically it's going to use a low bitrate to record video and audio. That's going to obviously take up a lot more memory on the SD card. All right, and then I just wanted to quickly go over some of the buttons. So in recording mode, if we're pressing the 3 buttons, we're going to long press to power off, or just once to actually take a photo. If this is actively recording, press the record button once and it'll stop. At that point, you can enter in some of the standby mode options, where we have different menu options. We can start to press. This button will get us into a long press to enter the playlist, so all the things that we've recorded. If we're actively recording, pressing this will actually lock that video that's active right now so that it can't be deleted. And keep in mind, while this is operating, the SD card is actively recording over the oldest video footage to keep recording new video. Same with the microphone. Click once to enable or disable audio recording. Okay, so now we're going to actually turn on the vehicle, which is going to actually engage the unit. So one thing that I love about this is that you can actively see and do everything on the unit itself. You don't have to utilize the app. As you can see here, pressing the Wi-Fi button will actually change the view. So we have front, we have rear, we have picture in picture, where obviously the big one is the front, little one is the rear, and we can then inverse it, which is really handy. So right now we're actively recording. If we want to stop recording, we simply press that, and now we can go into take a quick picture. Now we can go into the menu, which is super handy. So basically we can go through and take a look at everything here. We can take a look at the system settings. If we want to select it, the middle button is okay. We can look at our Wi-Fi, 2.4, 5 gigahertz, go back. Bluetooth functionality, we can set the time zone, time format, daylight savings time, all of these really handy things. Beep sound I have turned off, as you can see there. Voice recognition or voice notification, which I don't have on. Can set up our speed. A lot of this is set up on the initial startup. We can do a screensaver, frequency, change the format, change the language, etc. So those are the system settings. If we want to look at the video settings here, we can change our resolution. So right now, that's what I currently have it set up as. If we want to go back, we can go down to change the bit rate. This is what the loop recording options are. So basically I have 10-minute loops, which are the longest possible. After those 10 minutes, it'll delete the oldest one and start to record over it. Audio recording, exposure value, G sensor. So right now I have it on medium sensitivity. Again, this is one of those circumstances where when you're in parking mode and something hits the vehicle, it'll actively start recording on all cameras connected, which is really handy. Timestamp, so right now I just have the date, nothing else. Time-lapse recording. So I have this off because the unit is on. Interior, parking recording. So parking mode, I have it at 1 frame per second. My G sensor is high when it's in parking mode, so it starts recording. So, at this point, this is one of those nuances with utilizing the footage. So you do get a USB cord that can hook up directly to your computer if you want to transfer video files. Obviously we have the SD card up here, which we can take out. But most people are going to want to use the app. So one of the biggest problems that come from utilizing the app is when you have wireless CarPlay. Because when you have wireless CarPlay, it makes it pretty difficult to actually use the app. So right now you can see I have wireless CarPlay activated. If I want to go up here, and I'm going to press and hold the Wi-Fi button, and now we have Wi-Fi turning on. Okay, so if I want to connect the camera, this is going to try to connect. It's going to say powered on, connect to the Wi-Fi. Well, we see right now that it's connected to the car, so this is the camera, so I need to connect there, and it's going to make me disconnect. Well, the problem is when I do that, it will actively connect to the webcam for a split second, but it's going to re-engage the CarPlay. So as you can see, this turned off, and now it's back. So that's the frustration. So the way around it is we're actually going to turn off Bluetooth. So as you can see, we now have Bluetooth off. Now if we go back to system settings, we are going to connect So one of the really cool things here with the app, and I'll bring this a little closer, is we have the same view as on the camera. So we can change it, we can switch the camera. It's going to give us live feeds front and reverse and picture. If we want to take a look at the video, we can pull it up. And right now, via Wi-Fi, this is accessing the SD card. So it's super handy. We can see all these videos that this has taken. It's organized by date order, and down here at the bottom we can see when we've actually locked something to prevent it from being deleted and recorded over. So let's take a look at this one here. So this is behind. This is just an example of the camera quality, but as you can see, it's really good, and this is the lower resolution camera on the back. So if we switch this and look at something on the front, and let's say we want to go widescreen, so all we have to do is do that, and we can see we can zoom in somewhat. We can go widescreen. Resolution's really good on this, which I've been really pleased with. And we have our 10-minute recording time frame. So in addition to that, we can access the settings. We can access all of the settings on the actual camera itself, which is extremely handy. And obviously it's easier to access these things on your phone than utilizing the camera itself because it's small. But this, we can go right to what we want to check, how we want to set it up, and change anything that we want to. Obviously this is going to be dependent on how you want to set up your camera, so I'm not going to go through all these. Doesn't make sense to do so, but I'm just showing you that the accessibility is here and it's pretty straightforward. So the camera is going to automatically record. We have our rotating lens right here where we can set that to wherever we want it. If we want to take a quick look, we can change that, angle it down just a little bit, get more of a good frame, good viewing angle. This is going to automatically be recording as soon as we get into it. If we ever want to stop recording, just press that button. Now we can get in and enter in our settings if we wanted to. We can go back, go right back to recording. So when we're actively recording, that's going to be flashing red, which it is, and this is going to lock the video that's being recorded. So an optional accessory is actually this guy right here. So this button, it's battery powered and it works via Bluetooth to the unit. You can put it wherever's convenient for you. And if you ever have something up here, maybe a deer runs in front of the car or something that you saw, maybe it was a Bigfoot, and you want to make sure it records and doesn't end up getting deleted, you simply press that button, and now anything that's being actively recorded on this screen up here is actually going to be locked and not able to be recorded over. So it's super handy and convenient from that aspect. Now, the downsides. So the only downside that I've actually been able to come across with this isn't the setup. It's straightforward, the menu's really easy to follow, but there's no cloud service. So if you want to try to access something like a Tesla, right? When you're accessing something remotely via the cloud to see if anyone's touched the car, you got to get in the car, turn the camera on, and actually be able to look at the app to see what was on there. Or obviously take the SD card out and then load it up. But I mean, it's a straightforward unit. It's my first dash cam. It has a lot of capabilities. The recording is amazing from a clarity standpoint. So I'll show some video here, both of the front, of the rear, and during the night, and you can decide if it's something that you want to pick up. I do have a slight discount for this. I don't earn anything off of it. It's just a discount for you guys to actually save some money if you want to pick something up like this and utilize it yourself. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll link you to the discount. I'll link you to the unit that I have, which is the 4K unit, and I'll also link you to the company's website if you have any technical questions. Obviously, they're the best ones to reach out to. So happy to answer anything I can, and thanks for your time.